Jed Luckless. Welcome to this tour of my studio. A lot of people ask me what kind of gear I use, what kind of pedals I play, how I make all those funky sounds I make when I'm jamming out for you guys. So thought it'd be fun to do a little tour of my setup here and talk a little bit about my guitar and my rig. Really all starts out with the guitar. I play when I'm playing my online shows or when I'm playing acoustic. I'm playing typically my Ibanez here. It's an Ibanez AEG-10. The thing I like about it is it's very thin. It's a very thin body guitar, which those of you that know my music know that I like to kick on the distortion pedals with the acoustic guitar. So having a thin body really limits the amount of feedback and helps me control that. So it also just feels great. It's lightweight. It's got the onboard tuner, which I love. So trusty Black Beauty here, she goes with me everywhere. Down at my feet is where my pedal boards happen, where a lot of the excitement and magic occurs. It's really divided into two different boards. One is what I call the main board, and this is really where most of my effects are located. And the other is the heavy metal zone. It's my distortion board, where really the only thing in there is the distortion sounds, and it's a separate little board that goes with that. Some other stuff that goes with the setup, but we'll start with the main board and take a look at that. On the main board I have a volume pedal. It's a Boss FV50 volume pedal. That basically allows me to just take the whole chain out, take the sound all the way down. Next we have my loop station, which is really what allows me to do the loops, and those of you that watch my solo shows know I do a lot of looping, lay down layers and layers of loops. I've got a Boss RC20XL in my line here, loop station, and that it's not a seriously high-end loop by any means. It only gives me one loop, but I can put layer after layer on top of it, so I can lay down a simple rhythm, such as this. That allows me to lay down a simple rhythm track like that. I can add some bass to it if I want. A little bass line there, and then I can add a little more rhythm guitar if I want, spice it up a little. So on and so forth, etc., etc. I can stop the loop, boom, and it's gone. No more loop. But it's still there. I can kick it back on anytime I want, and the loop is still there, right? I could also fade it out with the level there, so I do that a lot. I'll set a loop, and then I'll fade that loop out. So that's the looper, and then the rest of the stuff on the main board is really related to giving the guitar different sounds. So first off, we have my Carl Martin AC tone pedal here, which basically gives the guitar tube amp sound. So no matter what I'm playing through, I can get sort of a warm tube amp sound out of it. That's really the main use I use it for, and I usually kick it on when I'm doing a solo to give it a little bit of beef there. So this is what it sounds like without it. Then you kick it on, you get a little oomph. So I'll use that for the solo if I put the loop back on, and I'll solo a little bit. Right, so you get the point of that, and then we have my Zoom A2 acoustic modeling pedal. What this really does is gives you a wide range of effects to apply to an acoustic guitar to make it sound like really good high-end acoustic guitars. What I typically use it for really is just a reverb setting and a couple of little sounds that I like. So this is the reverb setting here, B3. I got my reverb, and that just gives me just a little bit of reverb there. But I also use it for what I call my spacey sound, which would be this. It's the spacey sound. I also use it for my what I call my Jerry sound, which would be this one. It's kind of like an envelope filter Jerry-ish sound there. And pretty much all I use that pedal for. I also have a wah pedal in my chain. It's a Crybaby, pretty standard wah pedal. Just gives you the sort of classic wah sound. And last but not least, on the main board we have Boss digital delay. It's a DD6 digital delay. Before I got my loop pedal, I actually used to use this to do very short loops, and it was kind of interesting and challenging to do so. But now I just use it really for some delay echo when I'm doing solos. So I can throw a little delay on it like this. It's also got this warp feature, which I really love, where I can hit a note and then warp it. Kind of a trippy feature. I also use it for a reverse, so I can switch it to a reverse and do sort of backward for some jamming, so I can do. So it's got a few uses to it. And that's pretty much what's happening on the main board. Let's move over to the distortion board and show you what's going on over there. It's pretty simple. It's really just two pedals. One is, they're both Boss pedals, so all my distortion comes from Boss. I'm pretty much a Boss guy. I'm tricked out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Boss pedals here. On my distortion board I have a Boss Heavy Metal HM2. It's a vintage pedal. You can't really get it anymore. I have had it for a long time. I actually have another one that I bought off eBay that's pristine in storage that I keep as a backup because it's hard to find. But it's a very specific sound that you can't really get out of some of the heavy metal pedals that Boss makes today. So it's a real fuzzy sort of sound. Sort of a fuzz box, right? And then the other one is a Metal Zone MT2, which is sort of a much crisper, sort of crunchier metal sound, which you might use more in a metal band, even though I typically don't play metal music. But every once in a while, when I'm really out there, I'll kick them both on. Usually I'll have the delay on too. There adds a little depth, like I said. Sometimes I'll kick both on. Look out there, because then you get this. It gets super sustained when you do that. I get a lot of power. So that's my distortion. And when I put it all together, if I kick my loop back on here now, I can have a loop going and just build on that with all those different sounds I just showed you, starting with the Carl Martin, right? Spacey sound. Jerry sound. Both of them. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll use my other delay pedal to lay down some distortion like that to make an ambient transition. It's got a hold feature so I can lay down a separate loop on this pedal, like this. And then I can let the other one fade out. I can only do this at my feet, unfortunately. And then from there I can go wherever I want. A lot of times I'll go to my theremin. A lot of times I'll go to my theremin, which I have running into the loop as well, so I can use this. Kind of not the right setting. It's got a bunch of settings. Let's get it on the right setting. That's better. Lay it into the loop if I want. Like that. Also I have a PicoVerb, Alesis PicoVerb up here, which I use only for one thing, which is really it's really my Leslie cabinet. My Alesis PicoVerb up here is my Leslie cabinet, so I use it to do this with one turn of the knob. Basically send that through a Leslie speaker. Along with additional guitar. We might fade it out something like that and move on to the next song or take a break at that point. So I'm Jed Luckless. Thanks for hanging out and checking out my board here and my tour of my studio, and we'll see you soon.
Brighter day. It seems to me there's always something standing in my way. Usually it's me who's holding myself back from what I think I need. When the sun is shining, there's a smile upon my face. When the rain comes in again, I kinda lose my place. Usually it's just another winter weather warning I don't heed. I love you.